So we'll begin our study by brushing our basics. Arabic has 29 letters and 28 of them are consonants. Consonants means they have speech sound. Alif is not a consonant. The A sound which we hear is of Hamza, and Hamza can come on any of these three letters, Alif, Waw and Ya. And the vowel signs, there are three vowel signs in Arabic, Dhamma, Fatha and Kasra. And something about indefinite noun. So the sign to show an indefinite noun is this um, tanween. So when we double this vowel sign, it is called tanween. And this tanween can be any kind. It can be dhamma tanween or fatha tanween or kasra tanween. And the presence of tanween on a noun indicates that a noun is indefinite. That is any noun. A house is any house. And in order to show a particular house, we have to give this alif lam in front of the noun. The presence of alif lam means the noun is a particular noun. The house means I'm referring to a specific noun. So that is about the definite and indefinite nouns in Arabic. And we will be going over this concept in coming up chapters. And so let's proceed to the parts of speech in Arabic language. So as we know that in English we have 8 parts of speech, but in Arabic we just have 3 parts of speech. And the first one is ism, noun. The Arabic term for noun is ism, and in ism we have these categories. We have nouns, we have pronouns, adjectives, adverb, and interjections. And we have the second part of speech, that is verb, and this is same as in English. Words which denote actions are verb, and the term for verb is فعل. And the third one is particles or harf or huruf. Huruf is plural, and particles means prepositions, like in English we have in, upon, below, etc., and conjunctions like in Arabic we have wow here. So these are the 3 parts of speech in Arabic. Okay, so let's start with the nouns here. Okay, so when we group these words, we make sentences, for example, and we know that the sequence of a sentence in English is subject, verb, and object. This is the most basic sequence. And when we come across any sentence, we can know by the sequence that the which noun is acting as a subject and the what is the role played by other nouns here. So in this sentence we have 2 nouns, Sam and Cam. So Sam helps Cam means Sam is a subject and Cam is acting as an object. Help is the verb. Okay, so we are not focusing on verbs right now. And so we know by the sequence of the sentence that the which ism is acting as a subject and which ism is acting as the object. So how can we know the role played by an ism in an Arabic sentence? Okay, for that we have something called the ending signs on an ism help us figure out the role played by an ism in an Arabic sentence. Okay, so we have 3 possibilities with isms. The isms can take 3 kinds of ending signs. The first type is an ism can have dhamma or dhammatain, and in such case the ism is called, okay, for example here Muhammadun, we see dhammatain here, kitabun, again dhammatain, and al kitabu, single dhamma. So these isms are called marfu. When we have dhamma or dhammatain ending on an ism, the ism is called marfu. Second type of ending is fatha or fathatain, and for example Muhammadan, Kitaban, and Al Kitaba. So these kind of isms are called mansub. When we have fatha, the ism is called mansub. And the third one is kasra. For example, Muhammadin, Kitabin, and Al Kitabi. And these nouns are called majrur. Marfu, mansub, and majrur. So the Arabic isms can take any of the following three signs, and by observing these signs, we can know the role played by an ism in a sentence. Okay. Please memorize these terms. Okay. So u is marfu, mansub, and majrur. Okay. So just to make sure that we have gotten the terms correct, let us see. Let us give the names for this ism. So here the ending sign is fathaten, so this ism will be mansub. Khalban means heart, and this is mansub. And matrin, rain, I see kasraten, so it is majrur. Baytun, house, I see dammaten, so it is marfu. Few more. And najmu, star, the star, and I see damma, so it is marfu. Again, as-sariri, the bed, I see e, so this is majrur. And al-baba, door, so it is mansub. So the point I want you all to notice here is the terms which we use to refer these nouns: marfu, majrur, mansub, u, e, a. Okay. U, E, Marfu, Majroor, and Mansub. So I'll be posting a link in the discussion box, and that will help you memorize these terms. Okay, so now we know that by observing these ending signs, we can know the role played by an ism in a sentence. Okay, so that means when an ism comes in a sentence, it can take any of those signs. Okay, so how about the sign taken by an ism when it is by itself? That is, for example, here is our ism qalamun, means pen, and if it is by itself, I mean, I just want to say a pen, I don't want to use this pen in a sentence. So what will be the ending sign on this ism here? So it will be marfu, and it will be dammatan. Okay, so anything, tabibun, doctor, again dammatan. Maktabun, a table, dammatan. Mudarrisun, a teacher, the madan. So here is the rule. When the nouns are in their base form, they are always in marfu state. That is, the ending sign will be marfu, not majrur or mansub. Okay, so that was another rule. So now we know that when we come across group of words that are noun, we can know the role played by the noun by observing the ending signs on the nouns in Arabic. Okay, so but how about if I write these words? Now, how can I know which one is noun and which one is not? That rule, by observing the ending signs, it helps us figure out the role played by nouns in a sentence. Okay, so one is acting as a subject and the other is acting as object, and in other cases it might act as an object of preposition and something else. But how about these group of words here? How can I know which one out of these three is a noun? So for that, in English, if I write pen, open, in, we can figure out which one is noun and which is verb and which is preposition. But in Arabic, we don't know this. So in order to know a noun, we have to learn the properties of a noun. And ism in Arabic has four properties. Every ism has a gender. That means an ism can be masculine or feminine, and it will have a number. It can be either singular or dual or plural. And type means the ism can be definite and indefinite. And status is again related to ending signs. So these four properties are just taken by isms. The verbs cannot take these properties. And so whenever we come across a word and we want to know whether if this word is ism or verb, we have to state all the four properties. And in that way, we can figure out that the word is ism and not the verb or something else. Okay. So let's get started with the first property, that is the property of gender, in the next video. So See you all in the next video.